Good morning students, welcome back. Till now we have discussed several important concepts related to the chapter simple harmonic motion. Today we are going to practice some numerical problems based on all those concepts. So till now we have discussed 5 important formulas based on which we will be solving the numerical problems today. So first of all, let us write all the 5 formulas so that it will be easy for us to have a glimpse of all the numerical problems and those formulas. So let me write here all the formulas that we have covered till now. So the formulas are, the first relation that we discussed is A is equal to minus omega square x. This is a very important relation because it is a necessary condition for a motion to be simple harmonic motion. It says that acceleration of the particle should always be proportional to its displacement from its mean position, and minus sign indicates that the acceleration of the particle is always towards its mean position. This is the first relation that we covered. And the second formula we have is V is equal to A under root of V is equal to omega. Let me write once again. V is equal to omega under root of A square minus x square. So this formula relates the velocity of the particle with its displacement from the mean position. If the displacement of the particle is equal to capital A, then the velocity is 0. We all know that. So this equation is perfectly correct. V is equal to omega under root of A square minus x square. And the third relation we have is x is equal to A sine omega t plus phi. So this equation relates the displacement of the particle with time. The fourth equation we have is V is equal to A omega cos omega t plus phi. Right? And the fifth relation we have is A is equal to minus A omega square sine omega t plus phi. So these are the 5 important formulas that we have discussed, and we will be using these formulas to solve the numerical problems that we are going to discuss now. So this equation relates the velocity of the particle with the time, and this equation relates the acceleration of the particle with time. If I give you value of any time, suppose I ask you what is the velocity of the particle at given time, then you can use this relation and you can substitute the value given time to get the value of velocity at that time, right? So we will be seeing and understanding how to apply these formulas. But before we jump to solving the numerical problems, I would like to discuss one more concept with you. So please write down the heading, time taken by a particle. So please write down the heading, time taken by a particle, time taken by a particle to go from x is equal to x1 to x is equal to x2. So this is the heading that we are going to discuss now, right? So what does this heading means? That suppose at any given time t1, the displacement of the particle from its mean position is x1. That means the position of the particle is given by x1, and at time t2 the position of the particle becomes x2. So we are interested in calculating the time taken by the particle to go from this position to this position. That means from position x2 to position x1. So we need to calculate the time. So basically I want to relate the displacement or position of the particle with time. So which equation can I use? Can I use the third equation, x is equal to a sin omega t plus phi? So let's say we have for x1 when the particle is at position x1, or in other words the displacement of the particle from its mean position is x1, then we can use or write the relation as x is equal to a sin omega t1 plus phi, where phi is phase constant. At time t1 the position of the particle is x1, and similarly x2 can be written as a sin omega t2 plus phi. Let's say this is equation 1 and let's say this is equation 2. Now what we can do, we want to calculate the value of t2 minus t1, because if we calculate the value of t2 minus t1, we will get the time taken by the particle to go from this position to this position, from position x1 to position x2, right? Because at time t1 the position of the particle is this x1, and at time t2 the position of the particle is x2, right? So if we calculate the difference of time t2 minus t1, then we can calculate the value of required time. So basically we want to calculate t2 minus t1 is what? Right? So from equation 1, can we find out the value of t1? Let us take this a in the denominator of x1. Then we will have x1 upon a is equal to sin omega t1 plus phi. Omega t1 plus phi. Now we can take the sine inverse on both the sides. If we take the sine inverse on both the sides, we will have sine inverse of x1 upon a is equal to omega t1 plus phi, right? So from here the value of t1 will be, this phi will be taken this side and then this omega will come into the denominator. So we will have t1 will be 1 upon omega, and this is sine inverse x1 upon a minus phi, right? So this is the value of t1 from equation 1. And similarly we will have Similarly, from equation 2 we can calculate the value of t2. From equation 2, the value of t2 will come out to be, because these are similar equations, so expression will be of this kind only. So we will have 1 upon omega sine inverse x2 upon a minus phi. So this is the value of t1 that we have got, and this is the value of t2. Now please calculate the value of t2 minus t1. Now t2 minus t1 will be equal to this minus this. So we will have 1 upon omega. This will be taken out common, and then we will have sine inverse x2 upon a minus phi, and then subtracting this minus sine inverse x1 upon a plus phi. Minus minus will become plus. So these two will cancel out, and then we will have delta t, time taken by the particle will be 1 upon omega, and it will be sine inverse x2 upon a the time period or the time taken by the particle to go from position x1 to position x2. Please note down this derivation. It's important for the exams, right? So please note it down and then we shall take our discussion forward. Fine? Please note it down. I hope everyone has noted this down. So now I am including one more formula in this list, which is the sixth formula, and that formula is, the formula will be this one: delta t, time taken by the particle, will be equal to 1 upon omega, and in brackets we will have sine inverse x2 upon a minus sine inverse x1 upon a, right? So these are the six formulas on which the numerical problems will be based for as of now. So I hope you have already noted this down. So now I am going to erase this and we are going to solve few problems. Please note down the first question. I am dictating the first question. Please note it down and then we shall move forward. We will discuss that question. Please note down the first question. The first question says, a particle performs SHM. A particle performs SHM along the x-axis. A particle performs SHM along the x-axis about the equilibrium position x is equal to 0. About the equilibrium position x equal to 0. Full stop. The oscillation frequency is omega is equal to 4 second inverse. So the value of omega is given as omega is 4 second inverse. The oscillation frequency is omega is equal to 4 second inverse. Full stop. At a certain moment of time, comma, the particle has a coordinate x is equal to 25 centimeter. The particle has a coordinate x is equal to 25 centimeter and its velocity is 100 centimeter per second. 100 centimeter per second. Full stop. Now first part. The first part of the question is find the amplitude. Full stop. Second part is find the coordinate x. And the velocity v of the particle. Find the coordinate x and velocity v of the particle 2.4 second after that moment. 2.4 second after that moment. Full stop. So this is the question. Let me repeat once again. A particle performs SHM along the x-axis about the equilibrium position x equal to 0. Full stop. The oscillation frequency is omega is equal to 4 second inverse. Full stop. At a certain moment of time, the particle has a coordinate x is equal to 25 centimeter and its velocity 100 centimeter per second. First part of the question is find the amplitude, and the second part is find the coordinate x and the velocity v of the particle 2.4 seconds after that moment. So please now pause the video and try to solve the question yourself using these formulas, and if you are unable to solve it, only then watch the solution, right? But please first try it yourself, right? So now I am going to discuss the solution. I hope you have tried by pausing the video, and now I am going to discuss the solution. The question is saying we have been given omega is equal to 4 second inverse, that is fine, right? And the mean position of the particle is x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 is the mean position. So this is the mean position, right? Now it is saying that at a certain moment the particle has a coordinate x is equal to 25 centimeter and its velocity is 100 centimeter per second. So it is saying at x is equal to 25 centimeter. 25 centimeter in SI can be written as 0.25 meters, right? At x is equal to 0.25 meter, velocity is 100 meter per second. That means 1 meter per second is the velocity. Fine. So in the first part of question, you have to find the amplitude. What is the amplitude? So how we can find the amplitude? We have the value of x and the velocity of the particle at x is equal to 0.25 meter. So can we use the second relation? It would be very easy. Using the second relation, using v is equal to omega under root of a square minus x square. Because we have the value of x, we have the value of v, and the omega is already given to us, and we need to find the amplitude a. So using this relation we can find out the value of amplitude. So let us substitute all the values. The value of v is 1 meter per second, omega is 4, and under root of a square minus 0.25 per square, right? So this is 0.25 square. So now squaring both the sides, we will have 1 upon 60. I am taking this 4 down and then squaring both the sides. We will have a square minus 0.25 square can be written as 25 upon 100, that means 1 upon 4. And then we will have 1 upon 4 plus square, which will be 1 upon 16. So a square will be 1 upon 16 plus 1 upon 16, that means 2 upon 16. And 2 upon 16 means 1 upon 8. Right? So value of a, amplitude comes out to be 2 root 2 meter. So this is the value of amplitude. You can take the square root, and the square root of 8 is 2 root 2. So the value of amplitude comes out to be 1 upon 2 root 2 meters. Right? I hope this is clear to everyone. Now in the second part it is saying that find the x coordinate and the velocity of the particle 2.4 seconds after that movement. So suppose the particle is moving on the x-axis like this. This is the x-axis on which the particle is moving, and let's say this is x is equal to 0, the mean position of the particle. So at x is equal to 0.25 meter, that means somewhere there at 0.25 meter, the velocity of the particle is 1 meter per second. So now they are asking us what will be the velocity and x coordinate 2.4 seconds after that moment. That means when the particle has reached here at x is equal to 0.25 meter, what will be the velocity in x coordinate after time 2.4 seconds. So first of all, we need to calculate the time taken by the particle to reach from its mean position to this position. Right? We need to calculate the time. So how can we calculate the time? Please see how can we calculate the time. can use any of these formulas, right? If you use this formula, x is equal to a sin omega t plus phi, because the mean position of the particle is x is equal to 0, so the value of phi or phase constant will be 0, and then we will have x is equal to a sin omega t, right? We have already discussed this under special case, so we will have x is equal to a sin omega t. Now x is equal to 0.25 meter, right? Let me not write the unit because it is already an SI. So 0.25 will be equal to, what is the amplitude? The amplitude is 1 upon 2 root 2 multiplied by sine. What is the value of omega? Omega is 4 into t. So can we calculate the value of t from here? So we will have 1 by 4 into 2 root 2 is equal to sine 40. Sine 40. This 2 and this 4 gets cancelled. We will have 2 2s are 4, and then we will have 1 upon root 2 here. On solving this, we have 1 upon root 2 is equal to sine 40, right? And 1 upon root 2, it can be written as sine 45 degree. The value of sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So sine in radians, the value of 45 degree will be, please tell me, pi by 4, right? So sine pi by 4 is equal to sine 40. Now on comparing these two equations, we will have pi by 4 is equal to 40. So from here the value of t comes out to be pi by 16 second. What does it mean? It means that the particle takes pi upon 16 second to reach from its mean position to x coordinate 0.25 meter. Please copy it in here and then we shall move forward, because I need more space. I will be erasing it and then we will discuss further. Please note this time till here. So we have got a time which is required by the particle or taken by the particle to go from its mean position to x is equal to 0.25 meter, right? So now they are asking us to calculate the x coordinated velocity after the particle or after the moment 2.4 second later after this time. So that means if we see the timeline from t equal to 0, they are asking us to calculate the x coordinate and velocity of the particle after 2.4 second plus pi upon 16 second, right? So now let me erase this. I hope you have already copied. So now I am going to erase this. So now please see how do we proceed further. We need to calculate x and v after time, let's say t dash, after time t dash, and t dash will be equal to pi by 16 second plus 2.4 second. So that means t dash will be equal to pi by 16 plus 2.4 second. After this time, starting from rest or t equal to 0, we need to find the x coordinate and velocity of the particle. So we can easily do it. We can use these two equations because we already have the value of time t and we have the value of a, we have the value of omega. So substituting all these values, we can find the x coordinate and velocity of the particle. So let me erase this now also. Okay, let me erase this now, right? You have already copied it. So now using equations 3 and 4, we will have x is equal to a. What is the value of a? 1 upon 2 root 2. A sine omega t. Omega is 4 and t is this value. So if I take 4 out common, if I take the 4 out, we will have sine 4 and then we will have pi by 16 plus 2.4. Or you can take the 4 inside and then we will have x is equal to 1 upon 2 root 2 sine. This 4 and 16 will cancel out and then we will have pi by 4 plus 4 4s are 16, 1 carry, 4 2s are 9. So this is the value of x coordinate after time. This time after time pi by 16 plus 2.4, right? So this is the value of x coordinate. And now similarly we can write the value for velocity. The velocity of the particle after time will be given by v is equal to a omega cos omega t. So the value of a is 1 upon 2 root 2 and then we have omega. What is omega? Omega is 4. So a omega into cos omega t. So omega is again 4 and t is pi by 16 plus 2.4. Pi by 16 plus 2.4. So now if we solve this, the velocity of the particle comes out to be this will be reduced to 2 root 2. 2 2s are 4 and then root 2 into 2 will be divided. 2 divided by root 2 will be root 2. I hope you can do that. Cos we can take 4 inside and then we will have pi by 16 plus 9.6. This is the velocity of the particle after the required time. Please note this down. It's a very good example to understand the concept and I hope you have understood everything. So we have completely solved the question. We have find out the amplitude. We have also find out the x coordinate and velocity of the particle after the required time. So these are the x coordinate and velocity of the particle. Fine. So now please write down the next question. I hope you have already done it and now let us solve the next question. The next question is, I am going to erase this so that we have space for the next question. So question is, check whether SHM or not. First is F is equal to minus 2 plus 2x and the second one is F is equal to minus 2 minus 2x. So these are the two equations that are given to us and this equation gives us the value of the re-stooling force acting on the particle. F is equal to minus 2 plus 2x and this equation is F is equal to minus 2 minus 2x, right? So we need to check whether these equations represent SHM or not. So please see how do we solve such type of questions. I will be solving the first part and then we will be solving the second part, right? So now let me explain how do we solve the first part. So we have F is equal to minus 2 plus 2x, right? So we know that this equation is giving us the value of force which is acting on the particle, right? So at mean position, when the particle is at its mean position, we know the net force on the particle is 0, right? When the particle is at mean position, the value of this force should be 0, because when the particle is at its mean position, the net force acting on it is 0, or in other words we can say that the acceleration of the particle is 0. So if we equate this equation to 0, we will have minus 2 plus 2x is equal to 0, or minus 2 is equal to minus 2x, or x will be equal to 1, right? Let me say this as an SI. So that means the mean position of the particle is x is equal to 1, right? So if we draw a x-axis, and this is x is equal to 0 and this is x is equal to 1, so this is the mean position of the particle. So it is important to note here that x is equal to 0 is not the mean position. X is equal to 1 is the mean position of the particle. The particle is executing SHM about this position, about x is equal to 1, like this, right? So if we go beyond x is equal to 1 in the positive x direction, then force should be directed in this direction, because least pulling force always acts towards the mean position, and on this side, that means on negative side or on the left side of x is equal to 1, the least pulling force on the particle should be in the positive direction, because again the least pulling force always acts towards the mean position, right? So this is the equation of force. F is equal to minus 2 plus 2x. So let us check whether the force is in the negative direction for greater than x is equal to 1. That means when the x coordinate is greater than 1, is the value of force in the negative direction? We have to check this. So let's say let x is equal to 2. Okay? Let x is equal to 2, then what will be the value of f? F will be equal to minus 2 plus 2 into 2. So this comes out to be positive. That means f is equal to 4. Since the value of force is positive, that means the force is acting in